best setting, Ghost of Tsushima.
We look them in the eye with courage and respect. This is what makes us samurai.
The Last of Us Part 2.
You have no idea what you're walking into.
What are you doing?
You don't know how large that group is, how armed.
I don't care.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Astro's Playroom. Doom Eternal.
Is where he resides. Hunting them at the far reaches of the earth and beyond.
And the winner is Ghost of Tsushima. So this one was tough. This one was really tough. I wanted to give it to Astro's Playroom just because what a ball of fun that game is. And honestly, it is a ball of fun mainly because of the setting, of reliving PlayStation events in a PlayStation, because the whole game you're inside either like the cooling fan, or you're inside this or that. It's absolutely insane. But in all reality, when I thought up this category, I think from the beginning it was like, okay, time to give Ghost of Tsushima something, right? And by the way, this is part 3 of the Game of the Year awards. I want to try to give awards to different games. I don't want it to be like a clean sweep like like Jeff Keighley's was, where there's Last of Us wins like 7 of 10 categories. It's fine if you think that it should have won, but I like to see it as like, let's give other games a chance. I think this was a category, by the way, that was able to be populated by all. I mean, I want it. Like Doom Eternal, I think, is a really good choice just because of the setting. But again, like from the beginning, I would say Ghost of Tsushima truly does deserve this. And why? Well, I think Ghost of Tsushima does what the world is trying to do the best out of maybe any open world game. Now, it's not the best open world game I've ever played. It can get pretty boring at times. A lot of the stuff you end up doing, especially like when you're going for the platinum, or if you beat the game before you finish all of the exploration, is what I just spoiled, is exploring. A lot of this world is exploring, and there's nothing wrong with that. You do that all the time in many open world games, but I just feel like it was maybe lacking a little bit of the life. There wasn't so much life just like bleeding from the world. However, I expected Cyberpunk to be the game to show me what a living, breathing world was going to be, and it absolutely did not. Okay, so I mean, I maybe I should actually like calm down on my kind of criticism of Ghost of Tsushima in that way, because it's clear that even games like Cyberpunk can't do it. But here's the deal: Ghost of Tsushima nails the feudal Japan feel to it. That in a nutshell, I think is the strongest quality. Now, I love the combat. I know the combat gets very, very repetitive, but I think it's got maybe the best gameplay loop of any game in 2020. I truly do believe that, because while it does, I mean, you see everything there is to see in the gameplay within the first like couple hours. I played it for 60 hours, and I played Ghost of Tsushima Legends for like 25, 35 hours. I still didn't get bored of the actual gameplay. I would say that's a really shining star of the game. But the other thing is that world. The world is so absolutely amazing, and it does nail it. It really nails it. Again, while it's maybe not populated as much as I would want, this is feudal Japan, and you have people doing things that you would imagine people doing back then, and you have the Mongols, and you have that kind of I mean, like, I know people don't necessarily go to games for history lessons, and maybe it's boring. If teenagers or even like kids are playing this game, I mean, I don't really know how much they care about this stuff, but it is interesting, because although it's not, and they've even publicly admitted, like, Jin acts in different ways than Samurai act, and just in general, like, they took some things of Samurai, but they did other stuff. But even with that in mind, I mean, the game literally is bleeding just the atmosphere of the island of Tsushima, or Tsushima, however you want to say it, right? It's so good. From start to finish, the different sections of the island too. There's like more actually just wide open where the entire thing is just grasslands. There's like the Ice Age section, right? There's like a swamp like area where like everything is basically engulfed in water. I mean, it's not like you're transporting to like this fictional area, just like all these random spots. Like, this is Tsushima. I mean, and again, I think they probably exaggerated stuff, but like you go to a different spot of this massive island and like you experience something completely different from the world. And that's another thing too. I mean, the wind guiding you, basically the weather being impactful of how you're playing. So like the weather will be very, very rainy and very, very like dread-like if you're playing in a very more aggressive feel. I mean, come on, that's next level stuff. It really is. So I absolutely loved the world of this game. I love this game to death just in general. Sucker Punch absolutely nailed it. But I think for what they were going for, they absolutely crushed it. It's the best, I would say, samurai game out there. And for what it was trying to do in that world, I mean, I think they absolutely nailed it. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what was your favorite setting? What was your favorite world or place that, you were taken to in a game in 2020? Let me know in the comments below. And again, as always, this is part 3 of our 8-part Game of the Year awards. Every single day there will be a new part, including tomorrow for part 4, and I truly hope to see you guys there.